शलाकया चक्षुलिमिदं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूपकथा मह्यं तदान्ति स्वपदान्तिकं नमो विष्णुपादाय कृष्णप्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्तस्वामिने नामिने नमस्ते सरस्वती देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणी निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्यदेशतारिणी जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधरा श्रीवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे Hare Krishna. So one of senior Vaishnava from he was visiting Vrindavan Institute of Higher Education in Vrindavan. So there he was very expert in sloka. See, he was actually he was actually helping others to memorize slokas, different techniques. You know, he was splitting the words in different sections, subsections, and all that. So what Prabhu shared is his realization is he practiced also and actually worked for many, including me. So the sloka notebook will be there when you sit for your japa session. Okay, like morning after your Manglardi, say you get up at 3:34, you take a bath, then you attend 4:30 Manglardi, either online, offline, whatever it is. Then 5 o'clock you sit for japa, unless you're working. Sometimes your rounds are not complete. In the sense, 2 hours you can't do it a stretch. You split it, right? 4, 8, and 8, whatever. Those are doing 16 rounds, that is 5 to 7 a.m. Perfect. And that's the best time to do the japa. And when you do the japa, you might feel sleepy, you might be inattentive, all that is natural. So to keep away from all that, to keep away from drowsiness and all that, also it helps you to memorize the slokas. Keep your sloka notebook next to you. After your one round of japa, that is 108 times of chanting the Hare Krishna Maha Mantra, then you chant the Panchatattva mantra, right? And again, you start again. So at that time, take just short break, might be like 1 minute break. Just open the sloka notebook and he reads the sloka. Okay? Reads the sloka. One sloka at a day. Daily one sloka. That's it. Not every slokas. One sloka. Read the 4 lines. Again, finish the second round of Hare Krishna Maha Mantra. Before chanting the Panchatattva mantra, he reads the sloka again. So in that way, he chants the sloka 16 times in Brahma Muhurta after every rounds of Hare Krishna Maha Mantra. And okay, so after that, he's little bit registered. The sloka is little bit registered. Then in the evening, might be again he tried to memorize. And the moment he don't remember a line, go back and open the sloka notebook. Or take a screenshot on the phone and he sees the sloka. And you won't believe it really works. It really works. In one day, you can learn any difficult sloka in the world. Okay, because you're getting them at Brahma Muhurta. And when you chant like that, your 16 rounds is also good because you're attentive chanting. You're not sleepy or drowsy because you know you have to memorize the sloka and you keep opening. It doesn't, it might be, many of you won't agree to it because you feel like, oh, you have to chant, concentrate only on the Maha Mantra on that particular 2 hours. That's fine. But then slokas of Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavatam is also Krishna only. And it said that you have to yadvadvi sargo janataka viplavo yasmin pradishloka abaddivantyati namani anantya seisho ankitani yat shrinvanti gayanti grinanti sadava. Even if the verses are composed in a not good way, or even if you try to memorize the slokas, and if you're not able to pronounce it correctly, still it is said, Shrinvanti Gayanti Grinanti Sadava. You have to keep hearing, you have to keep chanting, and you have to keep memorizing those verses because they are as good as Krishna. It's Krishna himself. So try this. Those who find it okay, just try this. This will really work out. In one day, you will be able to, even if it takes one day also, okay, at least 2 days. 16 rounds in Brahma Muhurta, and after every round, chant the sloka. Okay, and repeat the sloka. Before that, you should know how to pronounce the sloka. That is different. And in the whole day, like evening or something at night, again try to memorize the sloka and again just go through the sloka. Next day, Brahma Muhurta, again you try to memorize it. Don't look the book. Just try to remember the sloka. The moment you don't get it, just go and see the sloka. Okay, either in the book or in your phone. Just practice this. It will really work. And that Prabhu, he is like expert. Any sloka you say, he can even quote the sloka number. So we were also anxious and curious to know how he is able to memorize sloka. So Prabhu shared like this. So it actually worked. And then I tried. Yeah, it really worked. So you try this, okay? Any sloka, tough slokas, but just take one sloka at a time. Don't have multiple slokas, then it will be easy. Okay, so we just finished Savai Pumsa Parodharma, that is 1.2.6, which is the answer to the first two questions, right? First two questions. So it's very important that our supreme occupation or dharma is to do devotional service to the Lord. So in the second chapter, the divinity and divine service, Sudha Goswami will offer respect to Shukadeva Goswami and Vyasadeva and appreciate the sages' enquiries. And also that is 1 to 5. 6 to 11 is about pure devotion to Krishna and the supreme dharma. Right? 12 to 22 is about hearing Bhagavatam, the process of achieving pure devotion to Krishna. And 23 to 34, 23 to 29 is Krishna Vasudeva as a supreme goal of life. And 30 to 34 is about the Purana, the avatars, creation and maintenance. Okay, only 34 slokas of this chapter. So 2.6 to 11, this is what we'll be covering today. And that includes the pure devotion to Krishna as the supreme dharma, right? 6 starts with that. Savai Pumsa Parodharmo Yado Bhaktir Adhokshati. Ahaituki apratihata yayatma suprasidati. And that should be unmotivated, uninterrupted, and satisfy the self. Yayatma suprasidati. Okay. So the supreme occupation of dharma for all humanity is that by which men can attain to loving devotional service into the transcendental Lord. Such devotional service must be unmotivated and uninterrupted to completely satisfy the self. So no motive. So how do you, which category do you say Dhruv Maharaj is? Dhruv Maharaj.
Arthati.
Yes, he was Arthati. So there was a motive behind it, right? So is he a pure devotee then?
Later on, he became a pure devotee.
Yeah, why? How?
Because after seeing Lord Krishna, he became very pleased and he thought he was just looking for glass beads.
He was finding for stones when he was getting a gem.
Yeah, he was saying that I was searching for a broken glass and I got a diamond in the sense of precious well. Yes. But just by seeing the Lord, did that realization come? Just by seeing?
No, Madhavi, by devotional service.
No, Mataji, by
with the Lord and repeatedly remembering about
by the mercy of Gurudev.
After that, his consciousness became more clear and he thought that what he's getting
after
is
what?
material.
Sarita Mataji, after what?
After getting the consciousness.
Please, I'm asking Sarita Mataji. Yes.
After he got the consciousness, when he got it connected to the Lord.
How?
After doing a pure devotional service, after he got the Guru, his spiritual master, Narad Muni, and then he could.
Before, when Narad Muni only told him the mantra Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudeva, and he went, right? For 6 months.
I think he was, when,
Radha.
yeah, sorry.
Yeah, Radha Valla Mataji, what?
When he looked into Narayana, he was amazed looking at the effulgence of Narayana, and then he wanted to pray, put some, but he could not pray anything. Then Lord put the Shankh on his face, and then he just all the he was able to recite lot of shlokas. That the realization came that time.
Yes. So just by seeing the Lord, no, it didn't happen just by seeing the Lord. The Lord touched him with the conch shell. Okay, the Lord touched Dhruv Maharaj with the conch shell. And it is said that even Prahlad Maharaj, when Narasimhadev touched him on his head, so there the Srila Prabhupada says, the Prahlad Maharaj is so pure that the Lord kept his hand on Prahlad Maharaj's head. Or just by keeping the hand on Prahlad Maharaj's head, Prahlad Maharaj became purified. So in that way, same way, when the Lord kept the Shankha, he appeared in the 400 form in front of Dhruv Maharaj, and he kept the Shankha, the conch shell, touched it on Dhruv Maharaj's forehead. That's when the realization started. Before that, he just saw the Lord. Nothing was coming from him. He's just 5-year-old boy. Nothing was coming. Yes, Narad Muni's mercy is definitely there, but till then, till the Lord touched him, nothing was coming to him. Once the Lord touched him, that transcendental touch, then the realization came and he started speaking that I was searching for a broken glass. And what did he ask for? He asked something, no? Or what did he say, Dhruv Maharaj?
He wanted to be above the level of his grandfather.
Yeah, but what did he say finally? Dhruv Maharaj to the Lord after Swamin Kritosmi Varam Na Yache. Oh Lord, I'm satisfied just by seeing you. Varam Na Yache. I don't want any varam, or in the sense any boon. I don't want any boon. And the boon he asked is, if at all I have some material desires, please take it away. Right? That's what Dhruv Maharaj asked. So initially there was a motive. There was a motive. Like Gajendra. Okay, he was Artho, right? Artho. So he was in distress. And then later on, he started doing pure devotion, and that's how the Lord came. So first, initially there was a motive, but then later on it became unmotivated and uninterrupted. And that satisfied the self, right? So before, they all well in the Kanishta Adhikaris level, Atto, Arthato, Jnani, Jitnyasu. But later on, they did unmotivated devotional service. Okay. So that's what the sixth sloka says, that we should be our devotional service to the Lord. So the supreme occupation of Parodharma for all humanity is that by which the man can do unmotivated, uninterrupted devotional service to the Lord. Right? Ahetuki apraditha. These two words. Any correlation with the nectar of devotion verse? Is uninterrupted and unmotivated.
अन्याभिलाषिता शून्यं
Shunyan.
Yes.
ज्ञान कर्मादि अनावृतम् अनुकूलेन कृष्णानुशीलनं भक्तिरुत्तमा.
So, Anya Bilashida Shunyam. There's no other desire except to please Krishna. Right? Intention to please Krishna. So Anya Bilashida Shunyam. Jnana Karmadi Anavita. Anukulena Krishna Shilam. Yes. Bhakti Ruttama. So that's the pure devotional service, right? So it is in the Uttama Adhikari stage. So the next sloka says, what will Bhakti bring? What are the two byproducts of Bhakti? When you do Bhakti, what are the two things coming?
Jnana and Vairagya.
Knowledge and detachment, Mataji.
Jnana and Vairagya. So what about liberation
Knowledge.
then? What about Mukti?
They are already liberated. I think
Liberated.
devotees are already liberated the moment they
Yeah,
start
so
doing
That is not important.
pure devotees are already liberated. Other devotees who are doing devotional service are on the process of liberation. Yes. So liberation is a byproduct of Bhakti. And as someone said, yes, it's not important. Liberation is not important for a devotee. Narayana parasarve nakudashana bipedi swarga apavargana rageshu api tulyartha darshinaha. So when Chitraketu Maharaj was cursed by Mother Parvati to become Dhritarashtra, that time, Chitraketu Maharaj came and asked for forgiveness from Mother Parvati and was thanking her for the curse, actually. So that time she was shocked. I cursed him and he's like this. And then Lord Shiva said to Mother Parvati, Narayana Parasarve, the pure devotees of Lord Narayan, Nakudashna Bibit, they don't see any difference, anything between Swarga, Apavarga, Naragesha, Swarga, that is the heavenly planets, Apavarga, liberation, and Narageshu, hell. They don't see any difference. Api Tulyartha Darshana, they see everything equal. Because for them, devotional service is very important. So liberation is just secondary, as Vilamangalam Thakur says, Mukti Mugaladanjali Swayam Sevayarasmin. The Mukti Devi is with folded hands standing at my doorstep. So liberation, as Matan said, a pure devotee is already liberated. Jivan Mukta Sa Uchyate. Viharyasya haryardase karmana manasa gira nikelesha api avasteshu jivan mukta sa uchyate. So that person is already liberated. What is the analogy of a liberated soul? Analogy. How they are like? They are like, even though in the material body, even though in the material world, they are still liberated. They are liberated, like Prabhupada, Guru Maharaj, all the Gurujans. They are already liberated. The Goswamis. Like, analogy?
Coconut, Mataji,
Very
coconut,
good.
like
Which
coconut.
coconut? Which coconut?
The dried coconut. They are
Dried
not
coconut.
attached.
Coconut, right?
Yeah, dried coconut. So dried coconut, even though within the shell, right? And even though within the shell, they are actually what? Not attached to the shell. Okay. So even though within the shell, they are not attached to the shell. And you shake the coconut, you can hear the sound. And the moment you break it, it just comes out. So even though a pure devotee, the soul is within the material body, within the material world, still he is liberated. Jivan mukta sa uchyate. Okay. So when we do bhakti, two things will happen. Vasudeve Bhagavati Bhakti Yoga Prayojitaha Janadi Asuvairagya Jnanam Cha Yat Ahitukam. Janadi Asuvairagya Jnanam. So two things can happen, right? Vasudeve Bhagavati. When you do Bhakti Yoga Prayojita, when you do Bhakti Yoga to Vasudeva, Krishna, Janadi Asuvairagya. So two things will come. One is Vairagya and Jnanam cha yat ahritukam jnanam. So vairagya and jnana, that is detachment and knowledge. By rendering devotional service to the personality of God as Sri Krishna, one immediately acquires costless knowledge and detachment from the world. So detachment, how is it possible? Will it just happen like that? Can detachment happen just like that?
As attachment to Krishna happens, I think detachment to the world happens.
Yeah, so attachment to Krishna should happen, right? First is attachment to Krishna and then detachment happens. Okay, so that is like Yukta Vairagya, right? Nirbandhe Krishna Sambandhe Yukta Vairagya Muchyate. So you have to get attached to Krishna, otherwise you can't get detached from this world. And that's possible by devotional service. It happens simultaneously actually. The moment you get attached to Krishna, you start getting detached from this material world. So here it is said that Jnana means knowledge. Of which knowledge? Knowledge of the form, qualities, pastimes, and name of the Lord, sweetness of the Lord. And Ahaitukam. Jnanam cha yat ahaitukam. Ahaitukam indicates such knowledge is devoid of a desire for liberation. There's no need for liberation for a devotee. He's not least bothered about liberation, right? So, so here it is said that one immediately acquire costless knowledge and detachment from the world when you start doing devotional service to Krishna. It differs, ranges are there. Detachment is of different range, right? Like dry coconut immediately doesn't become dry coconut. The wet cup or the young coconut, the tender coconut, it becomes mature, and then slowly, as the days go or months go, it becomes dry. And there's different stages of dryness. Now, some coconuts just come out like that. Some you have to little bit put it in the sunlight and then scrape it out. But it is dry, and in some the complete water is completely turned to a what do you call it? One white fruit. Inside there is a white thing because the whole water becomes solidified. So there are different grades of thing like a raw mango. When it becomes ripened, there are different stages of ripening. So each one of us, our detachment from the material world will be of different level, but it depends on the devotional service which we do. So question 1 and 2, that is the ultimate good for the humanity and the essence of all scriptures, is answered in these two slokas, 1.2.6 and 7, as Bhakti, or the process of Bhakti, right? Devotional service. So this sloka is also to be memorized. Vasudeva Bhagavati Bhakti Yoga Prayuta. Janadi Asu Vairagya Jnanam Chayat Ahaitukam. Okay, Janadi, Vairagya and Jnana. So these are the two byproducts of Bhakti. So in the purport also, Prabhupada says the devotional service of the Lord is to be performed with high grade. It's a high grade activity. Okay, so Bhakti is actually a topmost of all the transcendental activities. And principle of knowledge and detachment are the two important factors on the path of transcendental realization. So when we do Bhakti, then what happens? We should develop the taste for hearing Krishna Katha. If we don't develop taste to hear Krishna Katha, then what happens? I'll go back to that slide. Yeah, so if we don't develop taste to hear Krishna Katha, then what is it actually? What are we doing?
Then I'm trying to destroy my creeper of my bhakti,
Yeah, the
the
Bhakti
bija
Lata
of my.
Lata beach gets destroyed.
Okay. So
Human life is wasted, Mataji. It's wasted and we don't achieve our
your
goal and the
senses
purpose
will
of this
move
life.
towards more material things.
Mataji, we'll be attracted towards Maya then.
We fall from our stage.
yes. So did we discuss this Pravritti Marg and Nivritti Marg? Yes.
Yes.
Pravritti Marg is a path of sense enjoyment. Nivritti is for renunciation. Pravritti is inferior. Nivritti is superior because it leads us to liberation. Pravritti is material existence. Nivritti is spiritual existence. Pravritti is temporary, illusionary, prolonged miseries. I think we finished this, right? Yeah. So this is the verse I was quoting. Anyabhilashita Shunyam, right? You all know that it should be Anyabhilasha, no other desire. No, how can only a stone can be without desire, right? How can somebody be without desire? Huh?
It's without
Mataji,
material
the
desire.
desire
Mataji.
will be there, but
Yeah.
we will not desire for the fulfillment of our own material senses and enjoyment, but we desire what Krishna desires to fulfill his senses.
So that's the difference between karma and prema, right? What is the difference? Lust and love.
Lust is for
Prema
our
is,
sense and
Lust is for
gratification, and
Kama is for
love is
sense
for Krishna's
gratification.
sense
If it
gratification.
is our
Sense
own
enjoyment.
lust, then it is bhoga. And if it is for the Lord, then it is prema.
Satisfying the
So can we take raised stance from now, because so much I am not able to understand. So we'll take, from next time onwards, we'll take raised stance. Okay. Okay. So yeah, I'll take this. Sri Hari Priya Mataji. Yes. What is lust and love?
Mataji, when we satisfy our own senses, it is lust. But when we
Yes.
do things to satisfy the senses of the Lord, it is prema.
Yeah, there's a verse in Chaitanya Charitamrita. Atmendriya Triptivancha Tarana Kam. Krishnendriya Triptivancha Tarana Prem. Atme Indriya Triptivancha. Atmendriya. You're trying to satisfy your senses. Atmendriya Triptivancha. Okay, then that's calm. You're trying to satisfy my senses. Oh, there's a nice biryani. Let me eat for myself without offering to Krishna. And that is kama. Now, Krishnendriya Triptivancha. I'm trying to satisfy Krishna's senses. Oh, there's a nice fruit. Or the first fruit in the season, or nice flower in my garden. Let me offer to Krishna and then take it as prasad. Or you go to the market and you're like, what can I offer to Krishna today? Or that's how a devotee thinks. Which fruit I'll offer to? Oh, tomorrow is Ekadashi. What can I prepare for Krishna? Not for myself. Why I like paneer? I like to. I'll cook it for myself. No, you cook for Krishna to satisfy Krishna's senses. Let me do something for Krishna. And then when you try to satisfy Krishna's senses, Krishnendra Triptivancha Tarana Prem. So that is prema or love. So here our desire should be to please Krishna. It is said that it is not important that you are doing bhakti. It is important your intention to please Krishna when you do bhakti. Your intention to please Krishna should be more actually. We don't have to please anyone in the material world. Material world, nobody will get satisfied. The more you give, the more they want. But Krishna, one small patram pushpam phalam toyam, he's satisfied. Krishna is done. Right? So ahaituki, I'll just go through this. Ahaituki means no purpose, just to satisfy Krishna. Not even liberation. Not even liberation. Mama janmani janmani share bhavadar bhakti ahaituki tvai. That's what Mahaprabhu prayed, no? But Mahaprabhu is already liberated, no? He is Krishna, Swayam Bhagavan. Why is he praying like that? Mama janmani janmani share means birth after birth, I want devotional service. So that means he doesn't want liberation. And he's already a liberated person, no, Radha Mataji? Yes.
Yeah, because Chaitanya Mahaprabhu came as Krishna to teach, because
Yes.
he wanted to experience Radha Rani's bhav, and that is why he wanted to show to the world also how to do the bhakti, because he wanted to
that
be like a
means
devotee.
as a devotee, yes. So he was praying as a devotee to show us a role model, like how a devotee should pray. Krishna is already liberated. He is Swayam Bhagavan. But by saying Mama Janmani Janmani Shistashtaka is actually for us, for devotees. And as a devotee role, when he came as a devotee, Panchatattvatmakam Krishnam Bhakta Rupa Swarupakam Bhakta Avataram Bhaktakya Namami Bhakta Shaktikam. He came as Bhakta Rupa Swarupa. In Bhakta Rupa he came. So when he came in the form of a devotee, he's showing us how it should be. And so not even liberation he wants. The servant of God Krishna, they serve Krishna not for any material gain. Ahaituki. Therefore, this word ahaituki is used without any cause of motive. This is real bhakti. Therefore, but we are not into that stage, okay? We all might have some motive when we came to Krishna consciousness. But slowly it will get purified. That depends on your advancement. The more you get purified faster, then the faster we advance. If you still have motive, what happens? Krishna will satisfy your motive, whatever material desires you have. Krishna will satisfy big car, big house, all that. But you won't get Krishna. Krishna will give all material things what we want. But that level will come. This is real bhakti. Therefore, this bhakti word is applicable only in relationship with God or Krishna. In the material world, there cannot be any use of the word bhakti, because we are the so-called devotional services motivated. Now everyone is going for just motive. Oh, I want a job, I want to get married. So many motives they have, they go to the Lord. So this bhakti world, that is called karma mishrita bhakti and jnana mishrita bhakti. It's not pure. Okay. So here it is, Prabhupada says, and now also the bhakti word is monopolized by Krishna and nobody else. A pure devotee does not want anything. Therefore, he's called ahetu. Hetu means cause. I'm serving God for this cause. I'll go back to home, back to Godhead. There's also a cause. Actually, a devotee should not even desire to go back home, back to Godhead. It is said that Srila Prabhupada is in some of the hellish planet preaching. He is again starting ISKCON in another English planet. All might be in the same universe. So therefore it's called Ahaiduka. Okay, so it is said I am serving God for this cause, all that. So Krishna is my lovable deity, I must serve. That is pure devotion. So sometimes, yeah, so it says that Prabhupada, so that's why Prabhupada is taking all his disciples one by one, Yamuna Devi, Dasi Mataji, Pramananda Muni, so that he can start and ISKCON there, a devotion. So Krishna is a lovable deity. So that's what the devotee thinks. And the devotee want to serve Krishna. And apradita means unbroken. Okay. So nothing can check. There is no prerequisite for bhakti. Without being debtor, without any obstacle. Love of God cannot be checked by any material impediments. You cannot say, I'm very poor. Oh, how can I love God? Okay. And you can also cannot say that I am very rich, I am black, or I am white, I am this, I am that. No. These material impediments have nothing to do for loving God. In any condition, you can love God. Ahai apradihata yatma sukhasi. And if it's in that stage, you'll become completely happy. Swamin Kritosmi Varamna Yache. So this is what, if you want, you can go back to Madhya chapter 22. This chapter is very important. It's about devotional service. Very nice chapter. And verse 42, Dhruv Maharaj says that I don't have any more wants. Okay, so that is the perfection of life. That's what Prabhupada says. And this is the verse I quoted. This is Chitraketu Maharaj becoming Vritrasura. Okay, so this is a verse. He says that Narayana Parasarve Nakudashna Vipiti Swarga Apavarga Narageshu Apitulya Darshana. So devotee of the Lord, that is Narayana, the devotional service, when they do, they never fear any condition of life. For them, heaven, liberation, hell are all on the same plan. So for such devotees are interested only in the service of the Lord. Because for them, and for here, if you see, Vritrasura would look like a demon, but he's actually a pure devotee. And Indra got shocked of his life at the end because Vritrasura sings beautiful prayers. And Indra will be shocked to know that Vritrasura was a devotee. Okay, so example of Vritrasura, of unmotivated and apratihata. That means there is no motive also, and it is Giridhar Gopal Prabhu. This sloka to recite. This.
Yes, Mataji, Narayana.
Narayana Parasarvena Kutashana Bipyati Swarga Apavarga Narageshu Api Tulyartha Darshina. I think there's some spelling problem here, but yeah, there's a very nice sloka recited by Lord Shiva to Mother Parvati, saying that this is how a pure devotee is. A pure devotee doesn't care wherever he is. Actually, no, the preachers, whoever is taking level 1 class in this class, no, there are, I think Sarita Mataji, there was Rakshita, so many preachers in this class who were actually taking class. So, which offense are we doing in the 10 offense of Nama Aparad? We're doing some offense, no? Knowingly. Which is that? Which is the offense you think we are doing when we preach? Not really level 1. It might be to any new devotees, new people, not devotees, non-devotees. You can put in the chat also. Which among the 10 of you, first of all, you should know what are the 10 offenses. If you're planning to take initiation, you should know the 10 offenses.
Mataji, the 9th one teaching about the glories of Raghunath to a faithless person.
Very good.
Because we don't.
Yeah, Mataji, you can unmute once more.
Because we don't know when they come for preaching who all are having faith in Lord and who don't have.
Yeah. So why a devotee is doing that? We know it's offense, right? And every devotee should guard against all the offenses to get Krishna prema. But we are breaking that offense of explaining the, what is it? Glories of the holy name to a
Of
faithless
the-
person. Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's the ninth offense to the holy name. Why are we doing it purposely, knowingly? Because a devotee doesn't care. He takes the risk. He takes the risk of explaining about Krishna and Krishna's holy name. He doesn't care whatever offense happens while preaching, because he takes that risk. You know, what do you say, an army person going to the border to fight. Okay, he take the risk of his life. No, he can lose his life. No, when he fights with the terrorist, right? Why is he taking that risk? To protect that country. Similarly, a devotee to talk about Krishna, he can go to any extent. He doesn't care he goes to hell or not, or he doesn't care whether offense happens to him, but he wants to deliver others. So that's that's how a devotee does. So a devotee doesn't care. Why I told that is it. Devotee doesn't care. He go to hellish planet or anywhere unless and until he's doing devotional service. Okay, so that's how Vritrasur prayed here. And Suprasiddhi means it completely satisfies the self. So you can see this picture. This is how Dhruv Maharaj got the darshan of the Lord in the four-handed form. And with the conch shell, you can see the conch shell being touched on Dhruv Maharaj's forehead. Lord touches it. After this, the Bhagavatam explains, after this, he got transcendental knowledge. Till that, Dhruv Maharaj was shocked. You know, sometimes you have some guest come to your house unexpected and you don't know what to say. Like Vidurani, who gave banana peel to Krishna and threw the banana out. Like she was so shocked to see Krishna. She never expected Krishna to come there. And then she was in so much into ecstasy that she didn't even realize she's giving banana peel to Krishna. Krishna ate it. So similarly, Dhruv Maharaj was shocked to see Krishna, and the Lord with his conscience touched him. So when he was being blessed by the Supreme Personality God, and Dhruv Maharaj said, "Oh my Lord, because I was seeking an opulent material possession, I was performing severe type of penance and austerities. Now I have gotten you, who are very difficult for the great demigods, saintly persons, and kings to attain." This is what he was saying. I was searching for a piece of glass, a broken glass, but instead I found the most valuable jewel. Therefore, I am so satisfied. I do not wish to ask any benediction from you. This is what Suprasiddhi. It's completely satisfied him. Now he forgot about what Suruji told and why he left the home and everything he forgot, because he's completely satisfied. So we all came with some motive to Krishna consciousness. Now we don't have any motive. Now we just want to, because we are completely satisfied, right? A devotee might be poor. Namo akinchana vittaya. He might be very poor or something, but it doesn't matter for him because he's satisfied. Swami Kritosmin Varamna Yache. So he's like, I don't want any benediction from you. So not for my satisfaction. Actually, devotional service rendered to the Supreme Lord is not for my satisfaction, but rendering devotional service, the self is automatically satisfied. You dress nicely and see the mirror. The image in the mirror also looks beautiful. So you water the root of the tree, the whole tree gets nourished. You put food to the stomach, same application here. You try to satisfy Krishna, your senses. Yasmin tushti jagat tushti. So if I make a motive that I shall render service to the Lord, so I will be very much satisfied. No, that becomes motivated, that I will be satisfied. That is first consideration. There should be no motive at all. I may be satisfied, not satisfied. That's not my business, but still I have to serve the Lord. When you do some service, like some of you dress the deity, some of you make prasadam, something at home, how do you know the Lord is satisfied? How do you know Krishna accepted your service? How do you know he's satisfied?
When you feel happy after you serve the Lord.
Yes, there's a feeling of contentment and happiness. We feel it from within. Maybe our soul feels it.
That differs, no? Like you have your own.
Mataji, the food tastes better, Mataji.
Mataji, we also get.
No, Prabhu.
Yeah, the prasadam tastes better, Mataji.
Better. So, is it just satisfaction of yours? Yes, Deepti Mataji.
Mataji, we also get more services to do, Mataji. I mean,
that's fine.
Even it is in the temple or at home.
Your mental status can change at any time. Sometimes there might be some emergency happening at your house, and your mental status can go up and down. Radha Vallabh Mataji.
But we feel very happy from within.
The God is talking to you because you see if you have been doing seva for the deities, maybe the deity looks so pretty that time, or you
That
are
doesn't happen to everyone, no? Yeah, Jayanti Mataji got it right. Mataji is saying that devotees will be happy. You serve the prasadam to other devotees and the devotees feel happy. Be feeling happy, yes, that can be, it depends. Sometimes we are happy, sometimes we are not. And then you won't get that unless you're so elevated, as Matan said, the deities start looking beautiful and smiling and talking to you. All that is in Uttama Adhikari stage where Srila Prabhupada could talk to the deities. When a temple president cut short the Bhoga offering, like instead of 6, he made it 4 or 3 because of financial reason. And when Prabhupada asked the deities, oh, you look so thin now, why? And Prabhupada could talk to the deities, and Prabhupada knew that even though before the temple president could say something, they're like, yes, Prabhupada, we are cut shorting the Bhoga. And Prabhupada's like, why? We don't have money, Prabhupada. Krishna will send it. And then but when the devotees are happy, when Vaishnavas are happy, then that means Krishna have accepted your service. Okay, so that is the 6th sloka, and the 7th sloka, Vasudeva Bhagavati, where entering devotional service, knowledge and detachment comes. And just take some points from here. So the Bhakti cult is sublime and easy. It's the topmost of all transcendental activities. It's sublime and easy. Susukam kartumabhye, right? And it's applied for pure devotees who are serious about getting in contact with the Lord. And it's easy for a neophyte who are just on the threshold to achieve the contact. Actually, Bhakti is easy and difficult. Why? At the same time, it's easy. At the same time, it's difficult also. You can have raised hands. I can have raised hands. Make that habit of having raised hands so that so many answers won't clash. Why do you think, okay, Bhakti is easy, Susukam Kartuma Vyayam? Yes, Deepti Mataji.
Hare Krishna, Mataji, Dandavat Pranam. Mataji, it is easy because Krishna says it is only the devotional service which can attract him. So that is through devotional service. We don't have to be educated or we don't have to be illiterate to know all the rules and regulations to be followed. So that is not the prerequisite for that. And it is difficult because the mind is so, it is so chanchalam that it can waver, it can divert, it can deviate from our own path. So the main thing is we have to understand how to be focused, like how to satisfy the senses instead of our own sense gratification, how to satisfy Krishna's senses.
Keep it short. Yes, Sarita Mataji.
Hare Krishna, Mataji. Mataji, it's easy when a person gets attached to Krishna. And when there's a taste of it, which you get it, when you're getting the taste to serve Lord, and once you're so much engrossed in the service of the Lord that it is 24/7 into your mind, then it seems easy. It's difficult when we are stuck up with the Maya. When we get entangled with the Maya, the people, those who are non-devotees, for them it looks like to be following too many principles and for them it looks like a difficult job. So it's both
Radhika
ways.
Mataji. Okay.
Mataji, I think it's easy if you just do devotional service just like that, you don't have any perfectional aim in it. Like, so once you get into devotional service, it becomes tougher and tougher because the standards are high. And when you want to attain the perfectional stage, it's not easy. It's never easy. The more you do devotional service, the more you understand. Okay, you need to grow more. It's nothing. What you're doing is nothing. So for neophytes, it's actually easy that way.
Yeah. So in the sense, when you do karma mishrita bhakti and jnana mishrita bhakti, that is easy. That's for a neophyte. Yes, for neophyte, it's easy because we say takrat pita niyamita smaranena kala. There's no rules and regulations, right? For neophyte. I'll take next answers. So so for a neophyte, it's easy. There's no rules and regulations because their goal is not prema as such. It was just, they just have artha arthati jnani jityasu stage. But when you actually dive into bhakti and then you know that there is a more perfectional stage, and to do pure devotional service, it's not easy. Because always we try to mix karma mishrita and jnana mishrita bhakti. We're not doing into pure devotional service yet. We're not there yet. So the more you dive deeper, you know that you're not, somebody in the surface of the ocean looks, very simple. But as you go dive inside, there's so much text, so much unlimited things in Bhakti. There is Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu, where you can actually go deeper and deeper. So in that way, it is easy and difficult at the same time. And it is said that to achieve the contact of the Supreme Lord Krishna, the great science, it's opening for all living beings, Shudras, Vaishyas, women, and even in lower than the lower born. what to speak of high-class men like the qualified brahmanas and great self-realized kings. The other high-grade activities designated as sacrifice, charity, austerities, etc. are all corollary factors following the pure and scientific bhakti culture. So, Jnana and Vairagya, Krishna provides intelligence. Yes, 10.10. Which is that sloka? Anybody can answer.
तेषां सततयुक्तानां भजतां प्रीतिपूर्वकं ददाति बुद्धियोगं तं येन मां
So Krishna is giving the buddhi yoga, right? The intelligence to which we serve him. And never think that a devotee does not have knowledge. Yes, we have all the knowledges of the Lord. So today I was just reading Bhagavatam and that line struck me. Prabhupada says that when you do devotional service, especially when you dress the deities, like when you are at home or in temple, when you do deity service, actually when you're dressing the deities, you are actually studying the Vedas, or actually you have read all the Vedas. Okay, I've taken a screenshot. I'll share if you want. So it's very beautifully Prabhupada mentions. That means don't think a devotee doesn't have knowledge. The devotee has all the knowledge. He can answer. Once, I don't remember whose disciple he was. So everyone was studying Vedas and scriptures and scriptures and scriptures. And this devotee just get water for the Guru. So he just go to the well, and it was the ashram was uphill. So every day he used to carry water. And he didn't have time to do the reading of the scriptures. He was always in service. But others, they were very great scholars and pandit. And finally, Guru asked a tough question, which no scholars could answer. This devotee, this disciple who was carrying that water for the Guru could answer. And everyone was shocked. How can that happen? So the Guru has given that knowledge, or in the sense, Krishna within his heart was so pleased by his service that he got that intelligence. Like Gaura Das Babaji, he don't even know to sign his name. He was illiterate, but he knew everything about Krishna consciousness, right? So attachment to Krishna makes one automatically detached from sense enjoyment, and we don't reject things that can be used in the service of Krishna. That is Yukta Vairagya. So Bhakti Yoga means detachment and knowledge. Somebody thinks like that he's foolish, that bhaktas are generally fools and rascals, and therefore they take to Bhakti Yoga. That's what they think. But actually, that's not Bhakti Yoga. One who have taken to Bhakti Yoga, he cannot be fool and rascal. He's the most intelligent, right? Must be very learned. Swayam eva spuratyata. How he becomes learned? Swayam eva, Krishna reveals. Everything becomes revealed. Krishna reveals. Who is this in the scene, in the picture? Who is this? Nobody reads.
Chaitanya Mahaprabhu
Lord
and
Chaitanya when those Mayavadi sannyasis.
Who's that? Mayavadi sannyasi.
Prabodhananda
Yes,
Saraswati.
Sarvabhaum Bhattacharya.
Yeah.
It's in Varanasi.
Yeah. So Prakashananda Saraswati, Prabodhananda Saraswati he was. So Sarvam Bhattacharya was different. That 7 days Mahaprabhu heard Vedanta Sutra and he showed the 600 form, the Shad Puja form. This is different. This is again, yes, the Mayavadi sannyasis. Okay. So Krishna revealed to him, right? Mayavadi, even though they were Mayavadis, they could feel the presence of Lord there in the middle, and they were all attracted to him. So if one is pure devotee, then Krishna from within will give that knowledge. So real renunciation of Vairagya means no more working for sense gratification. That is Yukta Vairagya. The opposite is Falgu Vairagya. That is renouncement. Only for working for Krishna, for the satisfaction of Krishna. That is Vairagya. Vairagya doesn't mean to run away from this world to Himalayas or something like that. That's what people have in general. No, Vairagya means no. To attain this Vairagya renouncement, one requires sufficient knowledge. That's called Jnana. So this is knowledge and renouncement are the two things required in human life. So you can see Prabhupada uses big posh cars, and some of the news people were saying like, you're a sannyasi and you use such costly cars and everything. And Prabhupada's like, why can't I use it in Krishna service? Right? Even printing press or anything, any modern things, and that's in a dictaphone or anything, that makes Prabhupada's translation easy. It was very difficult for Prabhupada to type and or to write the translations, the purports and everything. We wouldn't have had so many books by Prabhupada if there was no dictaphone. And just for that, Prabhupada says Gargamuni got it. Because of that, he's going to take Gargamuni back to Godhead. So because so much service, it was in Krishna's service. So that is Yukta Vairagya. We can use a laptop or mobile for Krishna service, right? That's what actual Vairagya is. Not just getting away from the world. So here also it says Krishna decorates the devotee. Yes, yeah, yeah. Yes, yasti bhaktir bhagavati akinchana sarve gunastatra samastasura haro apaktasya kudo mahadguna manoratena sadidhiya davadopati. All the demigods and the exalted qualities such as religion, knowledge, renunciation become manifest in the body of one who have developed unannulled devotional service to the Lord Vasudeva. On the other hand, a person devoid of devotional service engaged in materialist activities have no good quality. Even if he adopt the practice of mystic yoga or honest endeavor of maintaining his family and relatives, he must be driven by his own mental speculation and must engage in the service of the Lord's external energy, that's Maya. How can such man have good qualities, right? In that way. So who is this person who Mahaprabhu is embracing? No answer. Okay, so that was Ramananda Rai. Okay, that is again Vishaka Sati, that is Arjuna. So that is Ramananda Rai. So that means Ramananda Rai externally is a governor, he's a grihastha, is a shudra, but then he is actually a pure devotee, right? He's a pure devotee of the Lord. It is said that if anybody gives up the occupational duty and dedicates his life to devotional service of the Lord, but he falls down, he doesn't become successful or 100% Krishna conscious, he falls down because of some reason, there is no loss for him. On the other hand, a person who's so materialistic, opulent, such big, very successful in his career and so good opulence and material life, if he's not a devotee of the Lord, then what is the gain, right? Dharmam charanambujam hare bhajan apakwa atapate tatonyati yatrako badram apuda mushikim tovarta apto apajatam sudharmata. So what is the use? Tekta sadharmam charanambujam hare. He left his own dharma of occupational duty and charanambujam hare. He completely dedicated his life to Hari. But bhajan apakwa atapate tadoyati. It was apakwa, not completely ripened his devotional service, and patet, he fell down. But there is no loss for him. He can start from where he stopped, right, in next life. But what about a person who's materially opulent? So here, Ramananda Rai finally leaves his profession and everything and goes with Mahaprabhu later on. Okay, so yes. So when we do bhakti, and if we don't develop a taste to hear about Krishna, Shrama eva hi kevalam, we are wasting our time. Dharmaswanishtita pumsa vishruksena kadasya notpaya vidati Shrama eva hi kevalam. All the slokas, 6, 7, and 8 has to be memorized actually, and very nice slokas to be memorized. Dharmaswanishtita vishruksena kada notpaya vidati. The occupational activities a man perform according to his own position are only so much useless labor if they do not provoke the attraction for the message of the personality of God. If you are not attracted, Prabhupada says you can test yourself whether you are advanced. Are you going to hear any lectures on Krishna? The more you like to hear more and more about Krishna, that means we are advanced. So that means otherwise it is just waste of time. Shramai eva hi kevalam. What is the analogy of that? Shramai eva hi kevalam. Any analogy you can think of? You're doing something and the result doesn't come. So you're doing devotional service, you're not getting attracted to the Vasudeva Katha. That means waste of time, useless labor. Okay, beating the husk. No, there is no paddy inside. There is no rice grains inside, and there is just the husk, the outside, the cover. And then you keep beating it. Normally you beat so that the grain comes out with the paddy, the husk, the outside cover. But there is nothing inside and you keep beating it. What is the use of it? It doesn't come out. So Shrama eva hi kevalam. So it's just, so you can see who's this?
King Pratap Rudra.
Orissa was the king of Orissa, and he is in that particular position. Still, being in the king also, he's so attracted to hear the pastimes of Lord Krishna from Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, or he sweeps or does service for Lord Jagannath. And you can see Mahaprabhu didn't want to meet Pradabrudra because Pradabrudra was a materialistic man in the sense of king and a grihastha and all that. What a sannyasi Brahmana has to do with a king. So Mahaprabhu gave darshan to his son, Pradabrudra's son, but not to Pradabrudra. Then Pradabrudra, what did he do? He changed himself, his etiquette, to become a Vaishnava. Before that, he used to peep and see the Lord, but then somehow requested the devotees. And finally, when the Lord was resting, Pradabrudra went and massaged Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's lotus feet and singing Gopi Geet, Tavakatamritam Tapta Jeevanam. And then the Lord just embraced him, right? Pradabhadra. So even though in that position, he's so attracted to, like some of the devotees, I really appreciate. You are at workplace and still you come and attend the classes, or in the sense you don't ever compromise. So that means your occupational duty, whatever position you are in, you are actually developing an attraction to hear the message of Krishna. And that's what Mahaprabhu also says. Thane Siddha Shuddhikada Tanuvan Manopir. Wherever you are, you can be in your position. But Shuddhikada Tanuvan Manopir. You have to keep hearing about Krishna. Right? So people who take care of the needs of the body and mind are not satisfied in the occupational duty because they're not satisfied with the soul. That's just waste of time. Soul is satisfied only when it is engaged in devotional service, hearing and chanting. Just like just cleaning the outer cage of the outer cage will not satisfy you. You have to feed the bird. You have to feed the soul. Right? So hearing and chanting. Hearing and chanting is what of the Bhakti Lata Bij? When you...
Watering and sunlight.
Yes, watering and sunlight. So hearing and chanting has to be done every day. It has to get water and sunlight every day, right? So hearing and chanting, then only Bhakti Lata Bij will grow. So important thing to make advancement devotional services to increase appetite for hearing about Krishna. How do you develop that taste of hearing? How does it come? Just like that?
Serving Vaishnavas.
Yeah, I'll take raised hands because what happens, many are not getting chance. If I mute everyone, it doesn't look good. So please follow the etiquette. We'll have raised hands. All will get this chance. So yes, as Mother said, serving pure devotees, okay? Not just Vaishnavas, pure devotees. Yeah. Yes, Deepti Mataji. So when we do that, what happens? Yes, Sarita Mataji.
Mataji, with the association of the devotees.
Yeah, so in the association, when you start serving pure Vaishnavas, what happens? Vasudeva Kataruchi. Syan Mahat Sevya. Shushrusha Shraddhadanasya Vasudeva Kataruchi. Syan Mahat Sevya Vipra Punya Tirtari Shevana. Shushrusha Shraddhadanasya Vasudeva Kataruchi. You'll have that Vasudeva Kataruchi or the taste to hear about Vasudeva when Syan Mahat Sevaya Vipra. When you do Mahat Seva. Mahat Seva means serve pure devotees. And how do you serve Srila Prabhupada? Srila Prabhupada is a pure devotee for us, right? Through his books. So by preaching or distributing his books or following his instructions. So when you do that, what happens? Then Vasudeva Kataruchi will come to hear the taste to hear about Krishna. So non-devotees does not gain anything actually. Oh, this is the sloka I quoted. Tyakta Sadarmam Charanamujam Hare. Actually, they have given up their material occupation, somebody, and is engaging in devotional service. They sometimes fall down. That's normal while in an immature state. Yet there is no danger of his being unsuccessful. On the other hand, sometimes we think, will I ever go back to Krishna or will I ever become pure devotee in this life? There's so much to learn. The more I go deeper into bhakti, I feel I'm nothing, right? But initially when it came to Krishna consciousness, we are a little proud that, oh, I know everything. I know about that. I know about this. But as you go deeper inside, you feel like, oh, I'm nothing. And will I actually go back to Krishna? Will I be able to become 100% Krishna consciousness? But that's okay. It's just unnecessary anxiety. It's like you've never taken a loan, but you pay interest for that loan. Is it required? No. So it is said that even if we are unsuccessful, it doesn't matter. Neha Bikramana Sosi Pratyavayana Vidite Salpam Abhyasa Dharmasya Trayade Mahatobhaya. It will save you from great dangers, and from next life we can start. But on the other hand, a non-devotee with a fully engaged in his occupation, he is a best businessman, a best, what do you say, anything, any material thing. He does not gain anything if he's not a devotee of the Lord. If you're not a devotee, it's like all the opulence which we have, Jati, Shastra, Japa, all this is like decorating a dead body. Bhagavad Bhakti Hinasya Jati Shastram Japastapa Aprana Sevade Hasya Mandanam Logaranjana. Bhagavad Bhakti Hinasya. If you don't have Bhagavad Bhakti, Jati Shastra Japastapa, whichever caste you are, whichever knowledge you have, or whatever opulences we have, Aprana Sevade Hasya Mandanam Logaranjana. It's like decorating a dead body. What is the use of decorating a dead body? No use, no? Anyway, it's going to be burned or put into earth or whatever it is and discarded. So no use of decorating a dead body. So it's like that if we don't have bhakti. So devotional service is so important. Okay. So even if somebody give up their occupation duty and give their life to Krishna and fall down somehow, it's normal to fall down in devotional service. It's important to stay. So, but the more you fall down, the more you get up. And it is said that Saeva Gokara, Yasyatma Buddhi, Kuna Petra Daduke Swati, Kalatrati Shapauma Ichiti, Yatirtha Buddhi, Salinena Karhichit, Janesha, Pitnesha Saeva Gokara. This is nice, funny, right? As it has grass everywhere, but still, sometimes we become like that. Sometimes we feel that, oh, it's just here, and then they keep walking, and that carrot of grass keeps moving and carry a lot of bundle for the washerman. So one he identify himself as this body, which is made up of three dhatuka, the three elements the body is made up of, is kapha, vayu, and pitta, mucus, bile, and air. And he assumes his wife, family, everything else is permanent, who thinks this earth is so worshipable, oh, my land, and that is, and who thinks a place of pilgrimage is just water, but who never identify himself with, feels kingship with, worships, or even visit those who are wise in spiritual truth. Such a person is not better than a cow or an ass. So we're just wasting our time. Shrama eva hi kevalam, not payadariti. Shrama eva kevalam. So here it is said that the Lord doesn't reside in Vaikuntha or in the heart of a yogi. He is there where the pure devotees discuss his pastime. This verse was quoted by the Lord to Narada when Narada asked, he is telling to Narada, Naham Tishtani Vaikunda Yoginam Hridayeshuva Yatra Gayandi Mat Bhakta Tatra Nishtani Narada. I'm not in Vaikunda. I'm not in the heart of a yogi. Where am I? Wherever Mat Bhakta, my devotees are discussing the pastimes. When pure devotees chant the holy name and discuss the form, pastime, and qualities of the Lord, there's where the Lord resides. So the Lord, so that's why devotees keep discussing about the Lord, so that the Lord personally comes there. Okay. This is the purpose of Krishna conscious movement also. Prabhupada says that for our Krishna conscious movement is to give chance to people to hear about Krishna. So we built a temple. Why? Prabhupada also wanted to have a 26 Second Avenue, the bachelor's gift shop, that storefront. Why? So that people can come and sit and hear about Krishna, not like they just come and go. Now, how long the online thing can happen, but offline is very important. So you sit together and continuously hear about Krishna. You need some setup, some place, right? So either hearing Hare Krishna mantra, or hearing Bhagavad Gita, or hearing Srimad Bhagavatam, anything you like, hear about Krishna. Yena kena prakarena mana Krishnena vishite. Somehow or the other, get your mind attracted to Krishna. Try to hear about Krishna in meek and humble attitude. Then gradually everything will be revealed. Not like, oh, I already know this, I'll already know this. No, it's in a humble attitude. Then Prabhupada says, it's easy to know Krishna. So that's at sloka 1.2.8. One sloka can be spoken for 1 hour. It's like a Bhagavatam class. But then what to do? I have to rush. We can't finish otherwise, right? So, Dharma Swanishta. So occupational duties are only useless labor if it doesn't provoke attraction to hear about Krishna. So we should hear about Krishna, and the occupational duties are ultimately meant for liberation. The real goal of one's occupational duty is what? Liberation. Okay. That's what 9th sloka says. Dharmasya hi apavargasya narto artaya pakalpate nartasya dharmaikantasya kamo labhaya kisnataha. The occupational duties are actually meant for liberation, not for material gain. And dharma needs to be performed for apavarga, not for material wealth. Apavarga is liberation actually. Okay. So occupational duties is mainly for liberation. And don't use artha or material wealth or kama, sense gratification. So jnani actually, his mind, he do mind controlling and sense controlling for what? To merge into the Lord, right? That's called what mukti? Merging into the existence of Lord.
Sayujya Mukti.
Sayujya Mukti.
Please raise your digital hand or put it in the chat. Yes, that's called Sayujya Mukti. Okay. Then only they'll be able to, yeah, that's what Sayujya Mukti, or they're getting merged into the existence. And a yogi follows the Yama, Niyama, and all the Ashtanga Yoga, and they follow all the rules and regulation. They have Paramatma realization. Yes, Sureshni Mataji?
Hare Krishna Mataji, the difference when you talk about jnanis and yogis, Jnanis are impersonalist, but at the same
Yes.
time, they will have only Brahman realization.
Yes.
And coming to yogis, they are working only for mystic yoga.
Yeah, so they're going to the second stage of realization, that is Paramatma realization, right? So the Jnanis will have the first stage of realization, that is only Sat part, that is Brahman. The yogis, the second stage, that is Paramatma, localized form of the Lord. And Bhaktas, because they keep hearing and chanting about the Lord and they are personalists, they have Prema Bhakti, a love of Godhead, and they directly go to the Bhagavan feature of the Lord. So they go to the Krishna Loka as such. But Jnanis go to Brahmachoti and they again fall down. The yogis can go up to the courtyard of the kingdom. They cannot enter the kingdom actually because they have only Paramatma realization. Only when you have a Prema Bhakti, a love of Godhead, can they enter into Goloka. See, importance of having proper aspirations. It's never direct ones. Yes, Deepti Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Mataji, Dandavat Pranam. So, Mataji, about the yogis, in case if they just reach the courtyard, for the Gyanis, we understand then it is not possible for them because even if they'll go and reach the Brahmajyoti, they might fall down from there. But what about the yogis, Mataji? Like if they stayed up to the courtyard, what is their destination after that?
Unsuccessful yogis, Shuchinam Srimadam Gehe.
Okay,
They
okay,
become
yeah, got it.
devotees next life, or they come to an aristocratic family. They can start from where they stop. So it depends on what realization they are in. But Paramatma realization also, they can't actually enter into the kingdom of God, no, because they are not into the pastime of the Lord yet. So only the Bhagavan feature is actually that is very important. So one can desire for self-preservation. And Jivasya Tattva Jitnyasa, we have to inquire about the absolute truth. That is what Adada Brahma Jitnyasa is. And Rishabhadev also instructed to his son about that. Prabhavastavat apmoda jato yavanna jitnyasata atma tattvam yavat kriyastavat idam manovai karmatmakam yena sharira bandha. As long as one does not inquire about the spiritual value of life, one is defeated and subject to the miseries arising from ignorance. Be it sinful or pious, karma has its result in action. If a person is engaged in any kind of karma, his mind is called karmatmaka, colored with fruitive activity. As long as the mind is impure, consciousness is unclear, and as long as one is absorbed in fruitive activity, he have to accept a material body. So again and again, puna charvida charvana, again and again chewing the chewed, or again and again being born. But in Krishna conscious activities is different. The whole family become Krishna conscious. There is no loss in it. Okay. So that's what the ninth sloka is. That is, yeah, one who is dedicated to a higher goal doesn't use material gain for sense gratification. And life's desires shouldn't be directed for sense gratification, but to maintain a healthy life for self-preservation. And one should really inquire about the absolute truth. Jivasya Tattva Jitnyasa. Now, what is that absolute truth is mentioned in the 11th sloka? I think we can stop with this. So here it is said that the three stages of Brahman, the Lord realization. This is also an important sloka to be memorized. Matanti tat tattvavidas tattvam yajnanamadvayam brahmedi paramatmedi bhagavanedi shabdate. The learned translates of Tattvavadis describe the absolute truth in three features. Okay, what are they? Brahman, Paramatma, and Bhagavan. Right? Matanti tat tattvavidas tattvam yajnanamadvayam brahmedi paramatmedi bhagavanedi shabdate. So the three features, Sat, Satchit, and Satchidananda feature. Like a glass of milk. Milk here can be understood through hearing. We can just hear about the milk. That is kind of a Brahman realization. Then you can see or text, touch and smell it. That is Paramatma. And ultimately you can taste it. Okay, again, the same gulab jamun also. Like you can hear how a gulab jamun is made. You can smell it. And finally you taste it. That's when you really realize the rasa. That is actually Bhagavan realization because we are into Bhakti rasa now. Brahman, just hearing about the Lord. Okay, Brahman, effulgence, white effulgence, or the Jyoti and all that. And then Paramatma is also not complete into it because it's just Sat and Chit. There is no Ananda in it. And the Bhagavan feature is actually the best because it's ultimate, and the Bhagavan realization will have a reciprocation. Lord Krishna can reciprocate to you in all the rasa. Paramatma, he won't reciprocate in Valsalya and Madhurya and all that, Sakya rasa. But Krishna can reciprocate, right, in particular rasa. So here, so we have already seen this in Bhagavad Gita also, right? The sun, globe, sunlight, and sun planet, and all that, the analogies. So similarly, if we approach Krishna through mental speculation, that's like a Brahman thing, and meditation is Paramatma, and through devotional services, Bhagavan. So Bhagavan is the ultimate form of realization of the Lord. Okay, so Bhagavan realization, and that gives you that rasa. So learned transcendentalists, they call the non-dual absolute truth as Brahman, that is Lord's effulgence, then as Paramatma, Lord's partial representation or local representation, and Bhagavan is the personality of Godhead. So Bhagavan is actually the ultimate because it has that exchange of rasa with you. So how do you realize the absolute truth? There are different process of realizing, right? So we learned that performing bhakti is the one we get jnana and vairagya. And through jnana and vairagya, one realizes the absolute truth. So you can see here, some of them, they just meditate on the Brahmajyoti. And then other yogis, they meditate on the Paramatma and the Bhakti Yoga. Actually, in both these process of meditation, because as Mata said, Chanchalam Himana Krishna, definitely it's not possible in Kali Yuga to meditate like this and have so much fixed consciousness and to go to Samadhi stage. But Bhakti Yoga, Prabhupada's like a child can also participate. A dog in Shivananda Sena was going, a dog used to jump for the kirtan. And he followed till Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was there, and Mahaprabhu gave some coconut bits and the dog got delivered. So even a dog can take part in Bhakti Yoga. So that means it's so easy. And it's the sure process, right? It's the topmost in the ladder. And it's a sure process. In one life, we can go back to Godhead if we are serious. So Shruta Grihitaya, by the knowledge acquired by the Shrutis or knowledge acquired by hearing from the spiritual master, one can realize the Lord. So it's called Shruti Praman. Shruti, we hear. Yeah, so purpose of Varnashrama, okay, so that is the next sloka. Okay, so this sloka basically talks about the three realizations, Brahman, Paramatma, and Bhagavan. Let me just see the other slide. Not much notes are there. That's why I go to the other slides. So first class transcendentalist religion is doing Bhakti Yoga. Okay. So, okay, learned transcendentalists, they know absolute truth in three ways, Brahman, Paramatma, and Bhagavan, and we know Bhagavan is the highest. And so the first class transcendentalist religion is to do Bhakti Yoga to Atokshaja or Krishna. So Prabhupada says that is first class religion, which teaches how to render service to the Supreme Personality of Godhead. There is no consideration of which type of dharma or faith you are following. It doesn't matter. You may become a Christian, you may become a Mohammedan, you may become a Hindu or whatever. It's a question of actual relationship. You should have a relationship with Krishna because every living entity is part and parcel of Krishna. The duty of part and parcel is to render service to the whole. Krishna came to establish this type of religion, the first class religion. So Srimad Bhagavad says, Save Pumsa Paro Dharmo. That type of service is the first class transcendental. Your system of religion is first class if you can develop your general love for Krishna or God, Adokshta. So Prabhupada says, any religion you follow, it doesn't matter. Because people in the West were saying, have you come to change our Christianity to Hinduism or something? Prabhupada's like, I'm not preaching any language, any religion here. Any religion, any name of God you chant, but it should develop love of Godhead. If it's not developing love of Godhead, your religion is a failure. So that is the test. You may advertise yourself or I may advertise myself. I'm a great religious person. But the test is how much you have learned to love God. This is what that love of God, no, that should come. When you keep serving, what happens? Like an example, which I always quote, you have heard about child marriage. So in child marriage, what happens? The girl and the boy doesn't even know. They don't even know what marriage is. They're so young. They are not even matured to know what marriage is. So the parents, they fix it and that ceremony happens. Again, the girl goes to her house, the boy goes to his house. They are total strangers. And then they not even friends. And then they go to school and all that. But in between, the boy's parents come with the boy to the girl's house and they visit. And initially, the girl is like, who's this boy? Keep coming to my house. She's not aware of anything. They're very small. And then slowly, slowly they become friends and they start playing together and all that. In all functions, they're together. They become family friends and all that. And then slowly what happens? The mother will be like, serve him, give him prasadam, give him that, give him this. So she'll start serving. Then in puberty time, slowly teenage, they start liking each other and they fall in love. And then slowly they understand when they are matured enough, the girl is sent to the boy's house. So how did that love actually start? Through service. So when you start serving Krishna, and unless there is love, you can't serve, Prabhupada says. A mother can't keep telling that, oh, I will give milk, and I love you to a child. The mother should actually give milk. So we should actually serve Krishna, not just saying in words, I'll serve. We have to. So when you start a service, the love will automatically come. So Prabhupada says that love should come, the love of God. And you can't love Paramatma, you can't love a light. You can't love a stones. It has to reciprocate. Prabhupada says that they don't love God, that's why, and they don't get anyone to love. That's why they start loving dogs and cats and all. There's so many pets, so that you start giving your love to that particular pet. And you should remember Bharat Maharaj's story of getting attached to the deer. So our love should not get deviated anywhere. It should go directly to Krishna. So when we develop that love of Godhead, that's when our religion becomes successful. So Prabhupada's like, anything you follow, any method you follow, but it should develop love of God. So this chanting of Hare Krishna Mahamantra is not from this material world. Gologera Premadan Harinam Sankirtan. So because it's a prema dhana of Hari Goloka, it will give you prema when you chant. But it should be chanted in Shuddhanam. But whatever we are chanting, the shadow of the Nama also will give us some kind of taste. So renunciation or abnegation of ultimate good is certainly a better occupation than enjoyment that is a condition of life. Such enjoyment only aggravates the symptoms of disease and increases its duration. Therefore, devotional service to the Lord must be pure in quality, without least desire for material enjoyment. So we are not into that stage yet. Let it come slowly, we'll feel that Krishna is giving everything what I want. I mean, I don't have to even ask. Yoga Kshema Maham, he is actually meeting everything. And according to my karma, good or bad, it keeps coming, right? So why should I ask anything for Krishna? From Krishna, a child cries and the mother knows whether he's hungry or whether his diaper is full or whether something is biting him, something. That connection is there. So he is a supreme father. Why should I ask anything from him? Instead, let me try to satisfy his senses. So slowly, as we keep chanting, you're all into level 5 now. As we keep chanting and as we realize things here about devotees, we feel that I should not have any other desire except to please Krishna. That will come slowly. This alone can lead one to a perpetual solace in his service. This relationship of servant and served is the most congenial form of intimacy. So that's why Bhagavan realization is the highest, because you get that reciprocation, that love. No? The more you serve Krishna, the more he reciprocates. He's a person. The supreme personality is a person. He reciprocates, right? But we may not be able to, but then, yeah. Okay, this is something out of box. Okay, so this we saw Samayave Kevalam. Okay, so Prabhupada says, I'll just read this. Therefore, we have to engage ourselves in occupational engagement that will evoke our divine consciousness. This is possible only by hearing and chanting of the divine activities of the Supreme Lord. Prabhupada doesn't say just chant 16 rounds minimum on the beats. No, he says chant 16 chant minimum 16 rounds on the beats. He also says chant and hear the whole name. Many places you have seen Prabhupada keeps saying hear and chant and hear. We should chant and keep hearing also that chant. And any occupational activity which does not help one to achieve attachment for hearing and chanting the transcendental message of Godhead is said to be simply waste of time. Okay, so Shramaeva hi kevalam mechanas. So Prabhupada says, you're working so hard simply for maintaining your body. No, you work hard, keep yourself fit, but live for Tattva Jijnasa, Jivasya Tattva Jijnasa. What am I? What is God? What is the question that Sanatana Goswami asked Chaitanya Mahaprabhu after he met him for the first time? So we should ask, like, why is this material? Why I have come here? Why I'm put into so much trouble? These are the enquiries. Not that every day we go to the market. That's not Tattva Jijnasa. That's Indriya Preeti, howling in the market. Nobody knows. Okay, so Sanatana Goswami asked Kayami Kayami means who am I? Sanat Goswami is a great scholar. He was Kabir Kaz and Sakar Malik, both of them, Prabhu Goswami and Sanat Goswami, such a great scholar. And he's asking Mahaprabhu, who am I? In the sense, the spirit soul, he is asking in that way. Okay, and he's asking, why is this threefold miseries always attacking me? Why am I suffering in this world? So that's actually the real question to be asked. Kayami, who am I? So how he does not want to waste his life howling in the market, and he wants to dedicate his life for furthering Prabhupada's mission. He has lost interest in continuing with his medical studies and want to take full-time hearing and preaching. Okay, that's different thing. Okay, might be next time onwards we can have a breakout room. This time I was trying to get them some nice question. So you can discharge your duty very nicely, but you have to see whether you're developing that attachment to Krishna. Okay, whichever duty you are in, might be you're a housewife, you're a student, you're a graduate, you're working engineer, doctor, whatever field you are in. Am I developing attachment for Krishna? Attachment means love. Whether you're trying to satisfy Krishna. A mother likes to keep hearing about the child, no? Or a newly married wife likes to keep hearing about her husband. Because that love is there, so whether you are trying to satisfy Krishna, that is the test. If that is not done, simply formula, if you execute the formula without any satisfaction to Krishna, then Suta Goswami says, simply laboring and waste of time. Vishaksena Kadasya Nodpa Yadiradim Shrama Evahi Kevalam, just beating the empty husk. Okay, so I think we can, so till 11, we have finished till 11. And Prabhupada says, Atma Suprasidhi. That means it satisfies the self. The need of spirit soul is that he wants to get out of the limited sphere of material bondage and fulfill his desire for complete freedom. He wants to get out of the covered walls of the greater universe. He wants to see the free light and spirit. That complete freedom is achieved when he meets the complete spirit, the personality of God. That's why demigod worships is not giving you full satisfaction, because it's not satisfying the soul, just for the body. Yeah, it just satisfies your body. Maybe you have so many riches and all the wealth and so many other things. It doesn't satisfy your soul. So complete satisfaction comes when we satisfy Krishna. Otherwise, other things are all is just waste of time. It's less intelligent people, alpa buddhaya, or what is Bhagavad Gita called the demigod worshippers as? You put in the chat. Krishna Bhakta Nishkama Ativa Shanda Bhukti Mukti Siddhi Kami Sakalaya Shanda. Krishna Bhakta is Nishkama. He doesn't have any desire, so he's happy. Ativa Shanda. Yeah, Deepti Madaji got it right. Alpa Medasa, right? So that's what less intelligent. Yes, it's also called Alpa Medasa. And the opposite of Alpa Medasa is, I can unmute. Opposite of Alpa Medasa is yeah, Radhika Mother. Sumedasa, good. Yajandihi Sumedasa. Not just Medasa, Sumedasa. Krishna Varnam Tusha Krishnam Sangopanga Sapashadam Yetne Sankirtana Prahi Yajandihi Sumedasa. That is Sumedasa. That means who is worshipping Krishna or Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, who came as Krishna Varnam Tusha Krishna. He is Krishna, but he came as Krishna. That Varna is different. The color, he came as Radharani's color. And Yajna Sankirtana Praya, the Yajna in Kali Yuga is Sankirtan. Yajantihi Sumedasa. Who will worship him is Sumedasa, intelligent people. So Krishna Bhakta Bada Chatur, in the sense, he is more intelligent than the demigod worshippers. Because demigod worshippers ask for temporary results. They call Alpa Medasa, less intelligent because of that. Once this body is gone, that all whatever the demigod have given, everything goes, right? But when you're worshipping Krishna, Mukti Pradatam Sarvesham Vishnu Revana Samshya. Vishnu, only Krishna can give you mukti or liberation. And when Narayan goes, Lakshmi Devi will follow, no? She can't sit alone. Like in Kurukshetra war also, one of the reason why Arjuna won is because Bhagya Lakshmi was there. Wherever husband is there, the wife follows. Okay, so any doubts in these slokas? 8, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Very, very important slokas. All these slokas are very important. The 1 hour description can happen in every sloka. Each sloka, you can tell a story. You can develop more and more on these slokas. I think it's for memorization, right? 1.2.6, 7, 8.
6, 7, 8, 11,
11 also.
11,
So try to memorize. These
18,
slokas are very
20.
important. As I told you, 3 verses to be
Yeah.
memorized from chapter 2, except Narayana. What is it? Narayana Namaskritya and one more. What was that?
Nashtaprayashu.
Nashtaprayashu
Nashtaprayashu.
Bhadreshu
Bhadreshu.
Vidyam.
You all know that. Everyone knows those 2 slokas. That's why we purposely said no, those 2 slokas are not included. The rest 3 you can learn. Try this. Okay. Who chants 16 rounds in Brahma Muhurta at a stretch? Now, those are not working fine. But any one of you does that? Those who split the rounds, that's okay because of your work schedule and all that, or some at home, that's okay. But does anyone do 16 at a stretch here? Only on the weekends, Niti Mataji or Radhika Mataji does it. Okay, so those who are doing 16.
Sometimes I do, sometimes,
Sometimes,
not every day.
Try
But
your maximum.
Mataji over the weekends only continues.
Yeah, because of, I understand work pressure and all that. So even when I was working at that time also, sometimes 8 and 8, might be 4 and 4. But actually we can. Now, if we actually cut short our sleep or we try to get up early or something, we, there are devotees who chant 16 rounds before Mangalarati. Have you heard about them? They get up at 2:30 and 2, and they fresh up by 2:30 to 4:30. They sit 2 hours. I don't know how they manage, but I heard they sleep before 8. I know my friend and she sleeps before 8 o'clock. I'm like, 8 o'clock? I never slept at 8 in my life. So 8 o'clock she sleeps. A class starts at that time. So 8 o'clock they sleep. It's easy for them. Before 6 they have dinner. Then they sleep at 8. You get like 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 1, 2. Okay, 2 o'clock you have 6 hours sleep. Nice. And then you get up at 2:15, get fresh up, and 2:30 to 4:30 you're done. And those, especially like I've heard, like Mayapur, Vrindavan, Pujaris, those who have service in the morning, they can't do it in their Brahma Muhurta time. So before 2, it's again Tamoguna. So it should be after 2, 2:15. But once in my life, I have did that, 1, 2:30 to 4:30. That's the best japa I could ever do, actually. But only once. Could not do after that. But because you're so fresh from sleep and then nobody to disturb you and so calm and quiet, you can just keep chanting and chanting. So when you keep chanting, okay, however you're doing 4, 4, 4, 8 and 8, however you're doing a japa, after every round, especially in Brahma Muhurta, we're doing 1 or 2 rounds also, it's okay, but just chant in Brahma Muhurta and try to recite the sloka during that. After every round, just take your sloka book. You can't carry it and have it in your phone. I have screenshots, like screenshots from Veda-base. Just take it, whichever sloka you're supposed to memorize. And the sloka and translation. All of you know the advanced search in Veda-base, that your purports and all will go. Only the sloka and translation remains. You know that? There is, when you go to Veda-base, there is an advanced search where you can just have only the translation and the verse. You can take away the purport. Okay, there's a tick mark. Whichever you just go to Veda-base, whichever sloka, wherever it is. And you go to advanced search. Okay, here, go to the settings. If you go to the settings, and there is, not settings, default view. Yeah, go to default view. There is show in advanced view. If you go there, you can actually select.
See.
Yeah, you see, you can see here, Devanagari, you can take it away. You can take the synonyms, you can take the purports, and then only the translation and the text comes. See, it's very easy. When you read or you just don't want translation, you can even take it up. Only the sloka will come. So that is, you have to go to advanced view. There is something called, you have to go to the default view. There is something called advanced view. Again, then all these options will come up. And again, you press it, all this will come back. So you take away all that, then it's easy for you to learn. See, only the text and the translation keep coming. So take a screenshot, only the verse and the translation. Then after every round, just chant the sloka. And keep chanting, you'll get. And Mataji have sung the verse, so just you'll know the meter and how to pronounce it. Keep hearing, 2-3 times you keep hearing. You pronounce it, then it's easy. If you think the sloka recitation studying is going to be difficult, it will remain difficult. for lifelong. But if you just take it like, yeah, I can also do it. Everyone is doing. Let me also try. Let me try. And split the words. Okay, split the words. Understand the meaning and then learn. Just cramming it won't help. Understand the meaning. Then it's easy. Okay, any questions or anything to add? I can end. So is a Bhakti Vriksha happening for you all? Bhakti Vriksha?
Yes, Mataji.
Yes, Mataji.
Yes, Mataji.
Yes.
All of you are there? Which day?
Yes.
One
Tuesday
by
and
Twice,
Friday.
twice a week, Mataji.
Tuesday
On
and
Tuesday
Friday.
Tuesday and Friday.
Then Friday. Okay, so all of you are there? Then
No, we have two groups, no, Mataji.
Mataji, the other batch is happening on Saturday, or I guess, or on a
Thursdays
weekday.
or Saturdays.
Yeah.
so it's happening, right? Somehow
Suresh will
or the
help
other.
Priya Mataji will teach Mataji.
Yeah. So anyway, it is happening means good. Like you are able to discuss and so there also you can learn slokas, no?
Yes.
Try to
She
learn
will
slokas.
dictate and we have to follow, and she
Yeah.
won't leave. She will word by word also she will tell and give.
Yeah, that's
The
good actually.
slokas
So,
I don't know. No, so
yeah, then it's easy for you to learn. Okay, that group is actually for that study group where you learn and read the purports of Srila Prabhupada and discuss so that it's going to be easy. And any questions you can always get back. You can approach the teacher also and anybody, any senior Vaishnavas, and then you get the doubts clear. That will help actually. Bhakti Vriksha will help. Okay. So
Mataji,
yeah,
default view, it will show. For me, it's not showing.
not showing. Just
Yeah,
try
it is not showing in
default view,
default.
advanced settings. Default
No,
view,
for
advanced
default
settings.
view, I went and it is default view is only showing the dual language.
Yes, for me
Yeah,
also.
show in advanced view. Why?
No,
Switch
it's
to a
not
different.
showing. We went to a default view, no, Mataji. Default view is showing dual language only.
See here, default view. I'm getting show in advanced view. Then I'm getting show in advanced view.
Maybe I'll go back. Dual language only, Mataji is showing.
How come?
Switch to different view. It's not showing. I don't know, others can try, but for
Advanced
me,
view.
it's not.
Yes, same for me also.
I tried
Yes.
Mataji.
Mataji, I'm
For me,
getting
it is
advanced view.
Mataji. It is showing in advanced view.
Maybe
It's not showing.
in
I got
mobile
it.
it may not come.
Might be there's something in that.
Yeah.
You
I
have to
think in
use
my case also it's not sure.
Yeah.
Not
Just
showing.
try
showing
in your
advanced view. It's only showing
We'll
dual
have to
language.
check for other settings also.
Might be
Yes.
settings, something with the settings. See here, I'm getting show in advanced view and then it just comes all the, you can make label
Settings, it
navigate.
only shows use serif, font, and justify text.
Even in mobile, it is showing.
Yes.
I can see.
It is there.
Advanced
Check in the
view.
mobile.
Yeah,
Yes,
even
Mataji.
on the mobiles, it's working. Yeah,
Android
both
Mataji.
computer and mobile, it's working.
Yes, Mataji, it's working on my
Maybe
laptop as well.
Might be some
for
settings.
my
I don't
laptop,
know.
it's not working. Mataji.
How come?
Let me try.
It's supposed to work, no? Everywhere database is
I
one
will
and
check Mataji.
yeah, just check with your
Settings.
That
It
should
is
work.
a settings issue.
yeah, just try the settings, might be something with the settings. It will help. It's actually good if you go to advanced view. I don't know how this database works in different places, might be in the different in iPhone or Apple also, then my laptop also, MacBook also, it might have any issues. Maybe having a separate app. Okay.